We've all noticed how drones are impacting the world, and recently I heard of a competition where school learners are getting to design their own drones and then enter the competition to possibly solve the world's problems. Well, it sounds interesting enough for me, so let's go meet one of the teams that have entered the competition. Sitting alongside me now, I am joined by three of the learners here at Pioneer Academy. Welcome to Edge, guys. Good to have you with us. Today, you guys are busy embarking on quite a tough competition in my mind, but for you guys, it seems like an easy thing. You're designing a drone? What is a drone, for those who don't know?
Well, technically, it's defined as a flying vehicle with more than 3 rotors.
Okay, and what does it do?
It has a variety of uses. It's used for farming, patrolling places.
And for filming, I see a lot of, film crews are using drones these days. So then, Reese, let me ask you then, when did you guys decide to come up with this idea of designing a drone to enter this competition?
During a break, my friend said to me that he heard about a drone competition. And then we went to our commerce teacher, Ms. Morgan, and we asked him to join. And then we joined and started to build.
Guys, there's no doubt that putting something together like a drone is no easy step. What are some of the components you actually need to build this thing?
We break it up into 3 parts. We have the mechanical and the electronic part of it. We have the body, and then we have general parts. So for the body, what we're using is Perspex, and we might use carbon fiber coverings on our arms. And then for the base or the landing gear, we also might use carbon fiber, but Perspex is what we're going with for now. And then the electronic components is what usually costs the most. So there's a control board, and most of them come built in with GPS and the receiver for the remote. And there's that. We have electronic speed controllers. That's to control the speed of the rotors and for the height. And also a power distribution box connected to the control board for direction and stuff.
Is it quite difficult putting all of this together? South Africa isn't really advanced as many of the other countries, right?
The wait for getting the materials is a bit long, but most of the most common hobby website for drones and stuff is Hobby King, but that's not based here in SA. So that was our only really big glitch with the building and designing and stuff.
So tell me a bit more about the competition. Obviously you guys are not entering just something for nothing. There's obviously a prize involved, and are there a few stages that you have to go through in order to win?
There is 2 stages. One is the planning, showing your planning and submitting a video. And then secondly is we actually go to a place and then they check the competition, check how worthy you are.
So how long is this process going to take you guys? You have all the materials, I'm assuming, right?
The orders are already placed,
okay,
and now we're just waiting for it. And we have about a month left to build and stuff, but design is done, everything, most stuff are done.
How do you think how long does it take you to put everything together once you have all the materials?
Maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then if it flies and if it doesn't fly, what are you going to do if it doesn't fly? Do you still enter the competition then based on your design, or do you kind of forfeit it then?
Well, we do have a plan B. So our first plan is having an octocopter, which is 8 propellers, 8 motors. And then the second plan is having a quadcopter.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds very hectic. So then for you guys, obviously you guys are involved in science and you really like, building things. What do you guys want to be one day? You're still here, you're in grade, 8, a long way ahead of you. What's the future looking like for you, Reese?
When I'm older, I want to become a mechanical engineer. Because when I was younger, I used to play with Legos and I build things at this age. So I just like using my hands for things.
And for you?
Something to do with tech. I just love IT and stuff, so maybe an IT specialist.
And for you, Tariq, what do you want to be when you completed school and matric is done?
Well, I want to become a professional swimmer because I believe that I'm quite good in it.
A swimmer?
Yes.
And look at you here designing things. I would never have guessed you want to be a swimmer.
For me, I think that drone building and this is like a hobby.
Well, guys, thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge with us. I can see it's not an easy task, and I hope that you guys do really, really well in the competition and bring it home.
Thank you.
Right now, I'm joined by a lovely lady who's the Deputy Head of Academics here at Pioneer Academy. Shannon, welcome to Edge. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you.
So you oversee pretty much everything that runs over here in terms of academics, right?
That's right, yes.
And these lovely three gentlemen that we spoke to earlier, they are quite sharp.
Yes,
right?
they are definitely. So our whole ethos at the school is to make sure that our students are critical thinkers. And it's been lovely to actually get these students involved in this project because it is definitely one of the things that we push for, the critical thinking in our students.
This project they got involved with, they're designing a drone.
Yes.
It's quite intense. Do you think it's good that they are challenging themselves with such a great, big project?
Exactly. I think it's fantastic. Anytime that a student is challenged to do something slightly out of their comfort zone and out of what we do in a traditional way in school, I think is really important.
And in terms of, the droning as like a future technology kind of device, what are your thoughts? Can it actually help with problems in the world right now?
I definitely think so. I mean, there's a lot of examples of drones, for example, basic things like sending food to people. I'm thinking when we have disasters in the world, there could be a really good way to actually assist people in need by getting food and basic necessities to them. So I think that would be really something we could look at with drones.
And in terms of these three learners, what kind of other things are you guys involving your kids in terms of extramural activities outside of school-based learning?
So we have a very big leadership and mastery component at our school, and that's something that is not necessarily an academic subject, but it's something we encourage our students to be involved in. Every second week we have a Project Friday, and they have to look at a project in their community that they want to get involved in. And we have coaching groups, and there are 10 students per coaching group. And each of these coaching groups then takes on a project and works with the community or with people in business or basically around them that they can actually then succeed in the project.
And these three now, from designing this project, where to from here? Do they enter it, and then what happens? When do they hear the information and everything?
I'm not sure the process, how long it's going to take, but as soon as they do decide what happens, I'm sure this is going to spark something within them, and I'm hoping that this will take them further in perhaps science or technology or something in that field.
How important is science at a school level? Because, I mean, I didn't take science, and I'm kind of disappointed I didn't, but obviously these guys are so involved in the subject.
Yes. So science is incredibly important. We offer the Cambridge curriculum here at Pioneer. So we offer, when they get to grade 10, we offer science in 3 parts. So it's biology, chemistry, or physics. And we hope that the students take at least 2 of those through to their matric year.
One of the interesting things that I was speaking to the guys about, obviously they are grade 8 pupils,
Yes,
that you guys are such a new school, and as the years come, you're going to be adding grades,
Yes,
right?
that's true. So we started last year, and we have grade 7 and 8 last year. Now we have grade 7, 8, and 9. So as we move along, we add the year, and the kids move up a year. We're a Cambridge curriculum, but we call ourselves a low-cost private school, but we work with a model where a lot of inquiry-based techniques, a lot of questioning, answering, a lot of collaboration. Students work a lot in groups. We're trying to add as many schools as we can. We have one in Midrand, we have one in Jackal Creek opening next year, and one in Kenya. So we're looking very much at expanding into Africa.
So I know the boys are going to watch the show because I know they're watching right now because they asked me, when is it on, what time, and everything. So to them right now, what are you trying to tell them? Good luck, any words of wisdom?
Yeah, well, I just think that it's phenomenal that they've taken on this project. I think that it's hopefully spurred them on to do something really creative with their careers one day, and really we're just very proud of them and want them to do as well as they can.
Well, Shannon, thank you so much for joining us on Edge.
Thank
All
you.
the best. And yeah, man, I think they're doing amazing work taking part in this project. And I think for you guys at home, if you want to get involved, if you want to enter, it is dronespace.co.za. But don't go anywhere, because when we return after the break, it's all over to Girl Code. It's the annual hackathon. Stay with us.